Okay, so here we are going to look at the inventory management system. So the first thing you see when you log in is the sales, the purchase, the sales return, the purchase return. This is your dashboard. So the things you see on your dashboard have the week sales and purchase, the top selling products. This is just an analysis. Here you see a graphical representation of your weekly sales and purchase. And then stock alert is here. The top selling products will also be listed at this section. And then the payment sent and received, your top customers, then your recent sales will be also be listed here. So now in this video, let's go through the first step, which is in adding up your product. If you want to create a product, you navigate to this left hand side of your dashboard and click on create product. But before we start creating product, you need to know about categories. You need to first of all set the categories that you need. For example, you have bread here, insecticide, provision. You can also create a category by clicking on create. When you click on create, you can have a category like I can have something like shoes as a category, or air fresher. You can have air fresher as a category. You can have category 5 here, then I'll submit. So this is the category. Sorry, that's a mistake. Category 5 and then air fresher here, then I'll save. Now after creating the category, let's now try to add a product. If you want to add a product, the first thing to do is enter the product name. Once you have entered the product, then you should be able to look at all the when you are entering a product, when you are trying to create a product to add your stock. Notice all these asterisks in this fields. You see this asterisk. This asterisk means that those ones are compulsory that you must put them. So at this, you enter the name of the product, you enter the product code, or you can generate the product code from here. You can generate it from here. Alternatively, we can just scan the product. If the product already has a code, you can just scan it. If the product does not have a barcode, you can generate a barcode for that product from here. And then this is for camera. If you have a camera that you want to make use of for your scanning, you can add it here. Then you select the product category. Select the product category. You can see that the air fresher that we created is already here. These are the categories that we have available. Now for this first part, the most important things to select in this first part put the name, the product code, and then the category. Don't forget these three things. You must take note of it at the first section. Now at the second section, you have to enter the product cost. The product cost is the cost price. That's the amount that you bought the product, and then the product price is the selling price, the amount that you're selling the product. Now since you sell your product in pieces, you just select pieces all through. Your product unit, sales unit, purchase unit, pieces all through. And then stock alert means how many quantity do you want. Once you have that quantity, it is not giving you an alert that you are low on stock. You just add that quantity. Let's say I want to add 2, I can just type in 2. Now if your product has warranty and guarantee, you can put it, but it's optional. And then down here we have the opening stock. The opening stock is the quantity that you have. Let's assume I have power bank 30 pieces in the stock. I will just add that 30 here, and then you save. That is for the creation of product. Just note that the first section, the most important thing there is the name, the product code, and the category. At the second section is the cost price, your selling price, the units, and then stock alert is optional. Then you come down at the opening stock and enter your product, your opening stock, the quantity. Assuming that you don't have that stock available but want to register it, you can register it without adding the opening stock, which is the quantity, and then you submit. Now after the registration, you want to see all the products you have on stock, you just click on all products. When you click on all products, it shows you the list of the product that you have, everything that you have. You can scroll down to the page and click on all. Select all. It will now show you every stock that you have, all the goods that you have in stock. They are the name of the good, the product code, the category, the cost price, and the selling price, the pieces, and then the quantity that you have. That's the pieces, how many quantity that you have in that product. You will see it from there. Then okay, the opening stock is just like you want to. It's just the same thing like adding the stock, but this time around just in an Excel file. You can just tabulate your data in an Excel file and then you can upload it direct. Now print label. If you want to print the barcode of a particular product, you can just select that product, pick the product code, just let's search for any product, wine. Okay, you select it and then quantity, how many quantity of the barcode. But this is mostly for products that do not have a barcode. Products that do not have a barcode, I want to generate their barcode and print it. You can just generate it and then you can select your paper size. You can either print, select it and then update to show you the code, and you can print it out, and then this you can print it as form of a sticker, and then you can now paste it on those products that do not have a barcode. That's the essence of the printing of label. Now count stock, we just to tabulate the stock, everything that you have in stock. You just select it, select your supermarket, the category of product I want to can. Let's say you want to know how many wine I have. I just click on wine and then submit. It will count the wine that I have, and then you can click on this to download it. Then still under the product, we have talked about category. The product brand, as you want to categorize your product by brand, you can use that. The unit is where you select, you create or select where how you sell your product. Some people sell in pieces, some people sell in dozens, some people sell in kilogram. So you can create it from this section. Now after the product, another important part is the adjustment section. Let's assume that we have 20 cartons or 20 pieces of wine, and then more wine came into the stock and you want to adjust it. That is, you go to product adjustment, create product, and then select that product that you want to adjust. For example, this focus when I have 0 here, if I want to add the quantity, I can either add or subtract. So if I want to add quantity, I'll just enter the quantity I want to add, and then click on submit. That's all. The same thing applies to all other products. If you have new product I want to adjust, you will add the quantities from there. Now for quotation is if you want to send a quotation to a customer. You can have a list of your customer for a particular product. You can select the customer, your shop, the product you want to send the quotation for. Then select the quantity that you want to. Then okay, this is the price. You select the price, select quantity of everything, and then you fill it up, and then you submit that for quotation. Then here you can see all your quotations. Then for purchase is the product that was purchased, although most times it's not necessarily added. But for purchase, you can also create a purchase product that you purchase. You can create it from here, or kind of adding the receipt of that product. You add it up here. Okay, well, we didn't have any supplier yet, so we can just click on supplier, add up the quotations, and then the purchase. Now another important part is the sales section. Now for this sales, you can have the create sale. The create sale enables you to create a sale if you want to sell to a particular customer or to any particular product. This also can serve as a POS, point of sale section, okay, but it's mostly for creating personal sale that you don't want. Maybe they didn't want to create a sale, but don't want to print it out. You can just click on create sale here, and then all sales will show you everything, all the stock that was sold in the shop and with dates. For example, on this particular date by this particular time, Divine sold something. We can just click on this button to edit that sale or read the sales details. So this is the sale details. On that day, the customer information is here, the company information, the invoice reference, and this was sold by Divine. What did Divine sell? You see there the product and this. Okay. So that's for this. You can easily print it out again as the point of sale of the POS section, or with your printer you print it out. Okay, that's for the sales. And then the POS, which is the important part, we're going to look at it separately. And then the shipments here. Then if you have any shipments, automatically it will generate here. That's for the first section. Now another important section is the point of sale section. At the point of sale section, this is where your cashier sells the product. For easy selling of the product, the cashier just have to click on this section and then scan the product with the barcode. Or I can alternately search for the product that I want. Once the product is in stock, it will show up. I will click on it to add Okay, so once I click on it, that's up, and then I'll submit. I'll click on pay now. Once I click on pay now, I select my payment method, which payment method is the customer paying with, and then I'll click on pay. Once you click on pay, the invoice receipt will be generated, and then you print it out. That is it for here. That's for the point of sale section. Then another important section is sales return and purchase return. This is if there is a purchase that you want to return or a sale that you want to return, you can make use of it. But most importantly, not used for smaller supermarket, mostly used for big organizations. And in the HRM system, the transfer and the accounting section, all this section is for big firms that make use of human resource management to manage all their employees and workers. But this is under the advanced package of the package. Now another important part is your report. The report is another important part that you need to know. Now in the report you have the payment report, which shows you all the payment that was made for purchase, the sales return, the purchase return, and so on. You have also transaction report that analyzes all the transaction that was done, the payment method that was used for that transaction, and the total amount. Okay, now we now want to look at another important part, which is the product sales report. So if I want to know what happened in my shop for a particular period of time, or so and so time, I can click on this product sales report from the report section. Let's assume I want to know the sales that took place from Monday, which is 1st, to today being the 5th. I'll select that duration and click on apply. It will show me the list of sales that happened from that day. Okay, here we don't have any sale, but let's assume we want to pick from August 18 to September 5th. I'll click on apply. It will show me all the sales that took place with the corresponding amount. The number of total quantity of products was the 7, and the total price that was realized, or total cost that was realized that day, was this. So this shows you this, and then you can also print it out. You can send it as PDF. Once you click on PDF, it will generate and download on your system. You can now view it on your file on your system. Then another part of this also is the expenses, although we are not making use of this, but still very important. Then stock report is also important to view the stock, the product that we have, or the product that we have. For example, I have Lost London Dry. How many quantities remain in 7? 8 p.m. whiskey, how many? 2. So this stock report will show you the report of all the product that you have and the quantity, what is remaining in stock for you. Then we also have the product report, which will analyze all the product, the total sales that was sold for that product, and the amount realized. The product report will show you a particular product, will show you the total sale, how many of that product have been sold out, and then the total amount that was realized for each particular product. So that's for the product report. Then the sales report, just like seeing all the sales that took place. This shows you all the sales that took place in the shop. You can also export it, and the seller, it also show you the seller, the person that sold it. You can also export it as PDF. Okay. Then sales by brand, or if you want to view all the sales that was sold by a particular category, by brand, by purchase, and all the other things. Then customer report shows you your best-selling customers, everything about your customer. Is there any customer that is owing? Is there any customer that paid? That will be seen from the customer report. Okay, so we also have the supplier report, the top selling products that enables you to know the product that you normally sell off, your top selling products in the shop, your best customers, and so on. So you can just go through the report. If there's anyone you do not understand, then you can ask questions on that. I think this that for the most important and the basic part of this HR system. The rest is the advanced section for bigger companies, for accounting. This one is for accounting, but for mostly for bigger companies. Tax and projects. Let's say you are working on a project. This is for bigger companies that have a project that they are working on at hand. You can also make use of this to analyze their system. So I think that is it. If you have any question, you can easily drop your question.